evening and welcome to our second week in our series of talking to the Filipinos who have broken through barriers. What a great show last week with Ted Florendo. What a great show. It was very raw, emotional, and you could see really the emotion there and that's what I want to see. It's so nice to be able to see that, experience that with other people. Now tonight we're going to be doing something different, so we're going to move into a different industry. But before I bring in my guest, of course, we're going to talk a little bit about partners. So, business owners, some of them get lucky. They have their own business. It's just theirs, their idea. They do everything. But a lot of businesses end up with partnerships. And there's a lot of different things, why people get together, why people partner up. Now, the truth of the matter is there's a lot of advantages in getting partners. There's a lot of businesses actually that have prospered and have had great partnership for a long time. However, there's also many examples of partnerships that did not work. So here are some of the advantages of having partner or partners in your business. Bridging the gap in expertise and knowledge. When I say that, basically it's about having partners that have different skill sets. So all of you have different things that you bring to the table, and you, as a team, all of those skills come into one goal, which is, of course, the success and prosperity of the business. So you get access to a wider range of expertise, knowledge, experience. Connections is the other one, and of course resources. When I say resources, it could be capital, it could be access to a certain thing that the business needs. Connections could be networking your business. One person might not be so good in connections, but the other ones has a wide variety, and that the business can benefit from. Second, more capital. Obviously, of course, more partners, they bring in more cash, more equity. Cost savings. It really helps with the expenses of the business when you're dividing it by 2, 3, 4, rather than just one. All right. More business opportunities. So between the partners, they can have different opportunities as they have more time, more connections. So for example, instead of doing everything yourself, you divide the time. The other partners have much time to be able to network and get more business for your business. Better work-life balance because you lighten the load. Moral support, that's huge. Especially all businesses will go through rough patches, and it's always nice when you have somebody there to share those frustrations with you, share the wins, bounce off ideas, and of course, share the success. New perspective. You've always heard 2 sets of heads or eyes are better than 1, 3 are better than 2. Same thing. Everybody gives you a new perspective, new idea, new way of looking at different things. And then, of course, you've got the potential tax benefits depending on the business structure or partnership that you pick. Of course, there are disadvantages as well, which is why sometimes partnerships decline. Like I said earlier, these are liabilities, losses. You lose complete control of the business, emotional issues, or conflicts among partners, unpredictability, and of course, the most common issue in any partnership, even marriage, money. Unfortunately, money changes people, and sometimes no matter how much you know them, you don't know them enough when it comes to money. So hopefully if you take on a partner, you find the right one. Here are some tips in finding the right partner. You need to be able to trust the partner. Trust them with your life, trust them with your money. Friendship. Make sure that your values and your goals are aligned. You don't have to completely like each other, but at least have that commonality, common goal, and common bond and respect for each other. Trial run. So you can work if consider if you've worked with them in the past, if you've worked with them in different projects. How do you know this person? Partner or consultant or employee. Don't just become a partner with somebody because you cannot afford to pay them as a consultant, employee, or or anything else, or their service that they provide. Don't offer that partnership so lightly. Okay, make sure you have different strengths. Like I said earlier, it's always easier, it's always nicer when you have different things that you bring to the table. Balance responsibilities. It's very, very important that you set the expectations early so that nobody complains, nobody gets upset if they end up doing a little bit more later on, right? Now, you can always adjust that. You can always give them a bonus or something like that, or some kind of monetary arrangement, but set the expectations. Money. Follow the agreement and negotiate nicely. If you feel like you want to get paid more, talk to your partners. Tell them why. But also be prepared, if they don't agree, right? Yeah. But at least be ready to compromise with that. Valuations and contracts. Always have agreements to avoid confusion and conflict. Especially, let's say later on down the road, you want to sell the company, you want to dissolve the company. If there's an agreement of how much everything is or how everything's going to be done, it makes it a lot easier. Lastly, here are some tips to keep the partnerships intact. Respect. I said that earlier. I cannot say that enough. It's so important to have trust and respect. Trust and respect each other implicitly. Communication. It's huge. Always communicate so that every partner knows what's going on and they don't feel left out, or that you're trying to do something behind their back, for example. Communicate fully and consistently. Learn to compromise. Compromise is such a huge thing. And you can use that in any relationship, even in marriage, besides business. Compromise. Learn how to compromise. Fix disagreements fast. Don't let that linger. It destroys morale. If you guys have employees, employees will see that and they'll take sides. Fix disagreements fast. And lastly, support one another's weaknesses. Instead of pointing it out more, no, let's support each other. It's a partner. That's why it's called a partnership. We're here to carry each other up. And here, we're here. All of us are supposed to be here in the same goal, which is the success of the business. All right. Hopefully that helps when it comes to partnership. We're going to take our first break. When we get back, we're going to have our guest. See you right back.
Just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
Good evening and welcome back. We're now going to be talking to our special guest for the night, second of our four-part series of Filipinos Breaking Through. I have a very special guest tonight, all the way from New Jersey. Tonight we have Mayor Arvin Amatorio. Mayor, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I know your listeners are coming from different parts of the world, and nice to see you, Sonny. And thank you for having me this afternoon here in New Jersey. So I'm glad to see you.
Thank you so much. Okay. I'm really excited for this interview because, of course, we're talking to very, very few Filipino mayors here in the U.S. So, you're a successful attorney, a businessman. What made you decide to, hey, you know what? I'm going to change gears and I want to be mayor?
Well, it didn't start like that, Sonny. I didn't come here to be a politician or to run for politics. So, of course, you come here, and like many of our kababayans, you're either you're looking for a job, you're looking for a greener pasture, or you're following a loved ones, that are coming here. So my wife came here. She's a registered nurse, So I followed her here. So and then we decided to stay here. So I just wanted to be an attorney here. So I took the New York bar, and I was happy I passed the bar. So that's how it started. So then with the community, I started helping people in the community as first getting involved and getting friends with the people that are in politics. So that's how everything started. And when there was an opportunity, they asked me to run, which I said no. I didn't have I didn't have the stomach for that at the beginning. And then they said, I think you can serve more your community and represent the Filipino community if you are joining politics or community service. That's how everything started. And I became a councilman for 2 years. I mean, for 2 terms. Became council president, and when there was opportunity, I ran for mayor. And I'm already on my third year on my first term. So I was a pandemic mayor. So when I came to during my first year in as mayor, that's where the pandemic came, and it was really a tough position, for me.
I bet, but congratulations. That's one of the toughest challenges or biggest challenges, I should say, in the AAPI community. People, more of us really getting into politics. There's only such a few. And so I commend you for for doing this and being a mayor. Tell me, how was the journey when you started running? Was it always good, or did you ever had doubts like, oh my God, can I really do this?
Well, I don't think anyone would say that politics is a nice sport, right? So there's always it's always tough, to be in politics, whether the job itself or or on the other side, even though you're doing, if you say if you're doing a great job, people would always think otherwise. People would always look at the glass either half empty or full, right? So
Yeah.
it depends who's looking at it. So, but then it's really how you look at it, in terms of ano ba yung gusto ko ma-achieve,
Yeah.
as a public servant. Would I really want to do something what is best for the community, or I would just trying to listen to everyone, to keep my legacy or my reputation. So those are two top choices that not necessarily come together. So, but then at the end of the day, my philosophy is good governance is good politics. You serve your people well, you serve the community well, even though people will try to look at it different way. It's still, it will come out better for everyone because, the good thing will always triumph.
Very good. So I'm gonna say it's safe to say that perseverance is something that you're very familiar with. Now, not just becoming a mayor, but being a successful attorney here and a successful business owner. Describe to me about perseverance and following your dream.
Well, it's a long journey, Sonny. Beginning, from like what I've said when I first set foot here in the United States. Of course, as an immigrant, as a newly minted immigrant at that time, you don't know what's gonna happen, and our stories are similar to millions of the Filipinos that came here. We have a dream. We wanted our dreams to come true, or we're trying to achieve our dreams. But at the end of the day, it's a new land. It's a new it's a new challenge for all of us, for me at that time. So the only thing that I had, like what you said, was determination, perseverance, and a positive attitude. I would tell you that not all the people that I've met or that I had that I dealt with would always have a good opinion of me. Not because I'm a bad person, or not because they don't like me, but because they have a different opinions, or they have different leanings, they have different associations. So especially in politics or in business, pag kalaban mo sa politika at kalaban mo sa negosyo, kahit anong gawin mo, masama ang tingin sa yan.
Of course.
So that's what I'm saying. But we should not be deterred by those challenges. I think it's very important that despite the challenges that we have in our lives, in our career, or in our dreams, just keep going, because at the end of the day, you cannot change people. You cannot change other people around you, but you can only change yourself. If you try to do something, you always gauge yourself based on what you've done yesterday. Am I doing better than what I did yesterday? Or what did I do last year to improve myself, to make myself better this year, or in the years to come? So I think that's ourselves is our greatest competitor, di ba? So kung
Yeah.
kung masasatisfy na lang tayo dun sa ginagawa natin dati, then I think hindi natin ma-achieve yung dream natin. So kailangan talaga pursige tayo. Parang kagaya mo, Sonny, you keep moving always. You've been you've been the president of Chamber of Commerce. You've been in banking. Now you're doing now you're now in media. So I think these are very important character, especially sa ating mga Pilipino na dapat maging masigasig tayo, kasi laging two steps dapat yung effort natin compared
Yeah.
dun sa ating mga kasama dito, lalo na kung hindi you and I, we are foreign born, right? So laging lamang yung pinanganak dito.
Of course.
Kaya
Of course.
tayo, we always have to prove ourselves, because taga saan ka? I'm kahit na mayor ako, kahit na US citizen ako, they always ask me, but where are you from? So if you say, no, I'm from Bergenfield, New Jersey. No. Where are you originally from? So it's not enough that you say that you're from New Jersey or you're from Bergenfield. They always look at you as an immigrant forever,
That's true.
which I'm not really I'm not sorry for that, and I'm proud to be an immigrant. But at the same time, that is, I think, one of the reasons why we have to double our efforts.
I agree. Take me back to the night when you won. How was the feeling? Joy, relief, pride?
Well, it was the election itself was very was very tough, because when we were tallying the votes, I beat the an incumbent two-term mayor.
Wow. Yeah.
So
Wow.
he's an incumbent. He's two-term, very very popular. So, but I tried to put in myself as the choices, as one of the choices of the community. So I really worked hard in the campaign, and I run on my records in the council as a council president. I believe I did a lot of projects for the community. So it was really a tough election. Plus, they used a dirty tactics against me and my family. So, like what I've said, politics is really a dirty sport.
Yeah.
So when we were tallying the votes, there were precincts, or there were areas where he was winning, and there were precincts that I was winning. So until, you would say, the last 15 minutes when the result came, we weren't sure who was the real winner. So when finally the last result came in, and it tallied that I was the winner, so there was an overjoy of people in my office. So the joy, or the especially our kababayans, after a long time that there was no Filipino mayor, there's another Filipino mayor coming in the city hall. So it was really a great feeling for me, for my family, excuse me, and for my community. But at the same time, I felt the burden of carrying this mandate from my community, and especially from the Filipino community, because I don't want to fail them. They have worked hard so much. They've sacrificed, knocking doors, calling friends, donating money, and now I am the winner. So we are the winner. So I just don't want to be sitting there and just just enough to be called mayor. So I know that I had a mission. I had a mission to protect the name, and to create or to pave a new road for the next generation to come. Not just for Filipinos, but for immigrants, because we are a diverse community. So we have a good number of Latinos. We have a good number of people from different backgrounds. So they look at me. Yes, I'm a Filipino, but they look at me as an immigrant. So I didn't want to fail those people who believed in me.
Wow, Mayor, that's one of the reasons why I look up to you, because that very thing that you said right there, the responsibility of making sure that we look great, that you do the right thing, and we are people that people can look up to and say, wow, great example. Thank you, Mayor, for that. Here in Nevada, Filipinos have made their mark in education and in healthcare. How do you like our society viewing Filipinos here in the US? I guess from your previous answer, I can kind of gauge.
Yes, that's true, Sal. Like what I was saying, I believe, the Filipino community in the United States is one of the fastest growing demographics.
Yeah.
And proud to say that also in America, we are one of the highest income earners in the United States, among Asians, among minorities. The Indians are very much in the high income brackets.
Mm-hmm.
The Filipinos are in this almost in the same category. So in terms of our position, or our contribution, I should say, in the mainstream America, I think we have done a great part. What I would still encourage our kababayans is we should be more active in community events. We should be, we should claim our seat on the table. For instance, I understand in California, we've got a lot of kababayans who are running for office, who are joining politics. But I think in most parts of the country, we are lacking that kind of representation. And we'd rather just keep quiet and do our own thing privately, because our attitude is, I don't want to go there, or ayaw na nating makigulo kasi gusto lang nating magtrabaho. But I think I think we should be more aggressive. I think we should elevate our profile as a community, as a demographics, because number one, we're not only good earners, but we are also we are highly educated, and we can contribute more to America. So if you look at other demographics, they in several states, they have judges, they have they have people that are appointed in higher positions. I'm not saying that we all go into politics, but I think it's very important that when we claim our seat on where we go onto the table, I think we will be able to elevate our profile as a Filipino, and people will listen to us more, and people will always give what we need, or cater to our demands as a strong community. So ang nangyayari, before elections, nililigawan tayo kasi there are 4 million Filipinos. But
Yes.
after the elections, nakakalimutan na tayo. I think we should always look for unity, para magkaroon tayo ng boses, para mapakinggan tayo ng those people that are in government or in private sector, para maging maging relevant pa tayo sa community.
Wow, Mayor, great words from you. Thank you so much. Last question. What would you be your best advice for the young ones right now, have aspiring dreams? Give them some parting words, Mayor.
Well, this is what I would leave to our young generations. If I can do it as an immigrant, born and raised in the Philippines, and to be here in what I do, what I achieve. I'm not saying it's something that, like, I'm not a senator or not a governor, but to be trusted, or to be given the confidence and trust of the community, is something that I'm proud of, not just for me, but for my kababayans as well. So if I can do it, how much more you guys, you can do it as well. But please, when you have the opportunity, don't forget that you are not just there for yourself, but you are representing a greater majority, which is your kababayans or the minority. And I think if you have that in mind, you will never be lost. So I encourage everyone, I challenge everyone to take this path and be there and get involved.
All right. Wow. Mayor, thank you so much. Maraming salamat for you coming on the show tonight. We really appreciate it. Congratulations on all of your success, continued success. We're looking for a second term.
Thank you, Sonny.
We're behind you.
And to your listeners, mabuhay po kayo.
All right. Thank you so much, Mayor. All right. That is our show for tonight. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Good night, Mayor.